So today I'm going to be making a Daniel Fast friendly meal. So we're going to need onions, cilantro, carrots, potatoes, red lentils. Now vegetables you can modify and pick whichever veggies you prefer in your soup. I just typically, I use potatoes and carrots. And I normally like to put dill and parsley into my soup, but my local grocery store was out of dill and out of parsley, so I only managed to get cilantro, but it's still going to be a yummy soup. Now for seasonings, I like to use garlic powder and onion powder. Make sure you don't get the salted kind, since we are doing a Daniel Fast, so you just want to get the plain garlic powder and the plain onion powder. And we're going to be using vegetable broth. You can use any brand you like. I just got, the generic brand. Now, and then for oil, we're going to be using coconut oil, and we're going to be using virgin unrefined coconut oil, and we're going to be using sea salt instead of regular salt. And I'm going to be using my Instapot, and you can use any pot you like. You can actually cook this on the stove. It'll work well. I have kids, I have 2 toddlers, so it's much easier for me to use my Instapot. But anyways, let's move on down and get started, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So we first want to put the coconut oil in. I already turned on my pot, so it's already heated up, and I put my coconut oil in. So now I'm going to add my onions and saute them until they're lightly golden, and then I'll show you guys the next step. As you can see, my onions have began to brown. Now this is the part where I like to add the onion powder and the garlic powder. And you can add as much as you like. Seasoning is always to taste. So this is around how much I'm gonna add. And I like to fry it a little bit because it brings out the flavor a lot more than if you just pour it into the boiling water. So not too long, just just a little bit, just enough to bring out the aroma and flavor in it. Now we're going to go ahead and add our veggie broth. And there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and add the whole box because I am using a whole bag of red lentils. And I'm going to go ahead and add more water as well. And if you're wondering where to get red lentils from, I honestly got them at my local Walmart. And they usually have them in the Hispanic aisle. I'm going to go ahead now and add my carrots and potatoes, and I'm also going to go ahead and add my cilantro. Now the cilantro you want to reserve just a little bit for garnishing, or if you have a little more to chop up, you can just add the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and add all of this and then chop up a little more to garnish. So my lentils are in, my veggies are in. Now I'm just going to fill it up to water. My Instapot has a max, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up to the max. Legumes in general, they soak up a lot of liquid, so you want to make sure you add enough liquid, but not too much where it comes out too watery. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill it up to max because it is a lot of lentils. It is a whole bag of lentils. So yeah, that's our next step. I'm going to put water, and then after I add the water, it's when I'll add the salt, because you don't want to add the salt before because you don't know how much you'll actually need. And since we are in the Daniel Fast, you want to really watch how much salt you do use. So my soup is ready to go, and if it helps with the measurements, I refilled the veggie broth carton 2 times, and then that's how much water went into my soup. And actually I didn't even make it to the max line, but that's okay. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I think it's enough water. Now if you are using an Instapot, I'll show you how to use it. So it's off, so you want to go ahead and turn it on to soup and broth, and it has a 30-minute timer. Well, you can adjust the time. I like to use 30 minutes to give it enough time to simmer and really work up all the flavors. And then that's pretty much it. You just close the lid up, and then it should be done when the timer goes off. So the soup is done, and I garnished it with serrano peppers, cilantro, and a few bell peppers that I had around. And I am going to also squeeze some lime juice on it. I would squeeze it on camera, but it's a little too hard for just my one hand. And this is what the soup looks like. It's really hearty, really yummy. It does look a little runny, but it is going to thicken up as soon as it cools down. So I hope you guys give it a try and enjoy your Daniel fasting, and may God bless you all. Take care.